Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Don't stop.
Are we recording?
We've been recording this whole time. We're back.
Look at us.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we tried.
We did try.
We tried. We failed.
These in-room Zooms are harder than they look.
Yeah, and also, we tried to do this 2 weeks ago, and I was like, Bob, since this isn't working out.
Oh, yeah.
Still in my throat. And lo and behold, I was so sick for 2 weeks.
She did. She got the not COVID.
Yeah, whatever that cold is that's going around, it's
a big one.
It's gross. It's like so many people at my work have it, and like, we don't even work in person.
I got it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
There was, takes a while to get at you. It's because it sits in your lungs and it makes a lot of butter. And man, it takes a while for that stuff to expectorate out of you.
You know what I did since I'm going on a trip tomorrow and I'm going to have roommates?
What'd you do?
I downloaded an app because I'm a snorer. You're a snorer.
Yeah.
We're snorers.
Breathe rights can only do so much.
Yeah. And I do have those packed, but
Did you get the extra strength ones?
No, I just have ones that have been in my cabinet for a while.
I got a couple extra strength ones.
I might take those.
Literally pulls your nose off.
But see, that's the thing. I'm going to have a spray tan and like, I don't want a breathe right shaped white patch from where the adhesive took my spray tan off.
Well, it's either that or you're sleeping on the beach.
So I downloaded this app that records you as you sleep to let you know, like, if you talk in your sleep, if you snore in your sleep, and then it gives you like a sleep score. Mine's terrible because I sleep with the TV on and they're like, you talk all night long.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's Reno
You
911.
do so many Simpsons jokes.
You said dough 17 times.
Are you a Family Guy writer? Because it just seems like you're ripping off the Simpsons.
So I downloaded it. It's not that bad, but I do cough a lot in my sleep.
But you're a stomach sleeper, right?
I sleep in every position.
Oh, really?
I'm everywhere.
You're just tossing and turning all over the place?
Yeah, I'm a side sleeper primarily.
Yeah.
It depends on the bed. Like my bed at home, it makes my shoulders roll forward and then my ribs are out of place.
Okay.
And then my shoulders hurt. I like a firm bed.
Okay.
So I can like not
just like a concrete slab on top of a wood slab.
At the Plaza apartment, I used to take floor naps.
You did?
Yeah.
You grab there on the 8th floor.
They don't get softer as you go up.
I mean, it's not concrete. You're probably sleeping on some rebar. So
it's concrete.
It's like a Tempur-Pedic.
Probably, yeah. But man, I hope my roommates don't smother me.
Yeah, no, I got new pillows yesterday, 2 days ago.
Did ya?
Tempur-Pedic had a BOGO.
No, I got those a couple of years ago, and it's taken me until now to like them.
I went full primo. I was like the cooling. Yeah.
I want that so bad. I got an Instagram ad for like a cooling comforter, and I was like, hello?
A cooling comforter? What the fuck's like, the point of that?
It's like a material. Well, if you're a hot sleeper like me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a cooling material.
Oh.
There's also a bed air conditioner.
It's a blanket made a dry fit? Like, what is wrong with you?
Maybe. It's just a t-shirt.
It's just a Quad X.
Yeah.
It's just...
You have to cut it open, but it'll work.
It's killed like 3 people. They just get lost in it.
Yeah.
No, I got the cool, like whatever the top of the line one was. I was like, just give me that one. Because I bought the middle of the line last time and it was great.
Yeah.
And it lasted 6 years. But like it was definitely starting to lose.
You're supposed to throw them out after that.
Well, the fucking.
I've had a pillow that I think it's mostly just dead skin.
Yeah, it's all just dead skin at this point. Yeah,
love it though.
But this one's like gel. The old one's like got some gel foam in it or whatever, and then this new one's made of like elf tears or something. Because it just like
man, that's rare because they only cry in spring.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, you could smell it. They're old. They're old tears. I don't know if you're an elf. I'm a tear connoisseur.
Well, yeah.
Jesus Christ. That even on replay, That sounded horrible.
Well, at least you're admitting it.
That sounds like something fucking, who was the cannibal guy? Now he was like an actor, and then
Army Hammer?
Army Hammer. Like, that's some shit Army Hammer would say. Hey, Cliff Glass.
Yeah, right before he's pitching you to buy a timeshare in the Caymans.
Yeah. Hey, you want to, I don't know, while you're thinking about this condo, you want to just maybe have some leg?
This guy passed on the deal.
This guy.
Just so you know what happens.
This guy told me he had good credit. He did not have good credit.
I looked up his star meter on IMDb. That guy is not cool.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
The 1 Millionth Podcast. I'm Chris Porter.
I'm Andy Porter.
We're siblings. And on occasion, we do a podcast.
Yeah.
And when we don't do a podcast, we hear about it from fan spokesperson Scott Porter, who also happens to be
self-appointed, by the way.
Self-appointed.
I know you guys didn't meet and vote.
But also, if you were, I think you would vote for him. This is Otto. He's right behind me.
You guys know him.
That's the
Hey, Bubba.
That's the Concord Lego. We'll get into that here in a second.
Yes.
Yeah, life is good. We've been gone for a while. Like we said, up top, we did try to do this earlier. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
It was 2 weeks ago on Monday.
Like, seriously, sat down, she got here. Normally, the pod is like the gym. Once we get here, we're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
It's just getting here that's the problem.
Right.
I fucking live here. But she got here, we set up. We were having trouble with the echo again.
Mm-hmm.
We think we resolved it. But also we thought we resolved it before, and it came back.
Yeah.
Like Hayes. And
it doesn't go away.
I beat it like 3 times.
Ooh, you need a new doctor.
No. He calls it AIDS over easy. I just keep getting it. I just keep knocking it out of the park.
Because it's over easily.
It's over easily.
But it's not, because it's still there.
That's the joke, is the ignorance. I'll explain it to you if you have to, but I'm really breaking the fourth wall here. But yeah, so we did.
This is breaking the fourth wall.
If I can figure it out in iMovie, I'll do like a shatter effect.
I break fourth walls and glass ceilings.
I should probably get another video editing suite than fucking the one that comes free.
Who cares?
Fair. I'm literally just taking out the parts where we say things we shouldn't or say names of people that would probably sue us.
Yeah. Disney.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
It's just a bunch of Hannah boobs. Which, by the way, I need to get from you.
I can airdrop it to you right now.
Fucking sweet.
Check this out. Look at us. Living in the future.
What's up with that? So yeah, first off, and it's been a while since I seen.
First of all, I've been in a little bit of a Creed kick lately, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Let me tell you something. I had a Creed kick not too long ago, and that band totally bucks. All right, yeah. I'll get on the Creed. Like, they were so great, then people turned on them. A bit like Dave Matthews Band. A lot. Also, Dave Matthews Band was also the fans that turned a lot of people off.
Oh, yeah.
Probably same way with Creed, just because they were Christian-esque. So I'm sure there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, that's tough.
There were like a shit ton of promise rings at Creed concerts, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
But man, one of those songs came on, and I was just like, fucking, I can't remember what song it is. Fucking Higher is the one that everyone goes to, but
it's
and that whole album,
My Sacrifice.
My Sacrifice
is so good.
Is so fucking good, and I'll put that. Like, that's one of those songs you're like, man, I wish I had 13 guitars so I could play that.
My Sacrifice and My Own Prison. Those are the two.
Man, that's all. Those are 2 sides of the coin right there.
But they're deep cuts.
My Sacrifice is like the big one.
It's this one. Oops.
Yes.
Oops. Before we get sued by Scott Stab.
Yeah.
I can't laugh too hard or else I'll spelkus. So I have to do it like a broy laugh, like a ha ha ha.
That's more of a fucking Woody the Woodpecker laugh.
Yeah, I can't do my real laugh because my real laugh comes a lot from my lungs, and if I do it, then I'll just start hacking.
Oh yeah, and then I'm like in the splash zone.
Pretty much.
Oh god, that would end the podcast.
No, it wouldn't.
Like it would for a while just to get over that. Like imagine that just landed like right on your forehead, just like.
Well, I hope it would. That's where I'd aim.
I'm just saying, what if I did it to you and it just like, just from deep within. You all right?
I missed.
Which.
Can you take me higher? I love that I do that. I have a fake mic and I have a real one literally right here.
That's the second pod in a row you've done that bit.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I'm gonna grab another beer.
Okay. Pound on ups and downs. What about baby? Oh man, check out my record collection, you guys. That's
You only have tall ones.
yeah, well, you're gonna have to cash in. I mean, I don't work for Russian River, although I should. So that's the band, Famous Brown album, top left there, and then bottom left, Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus, top 5 live records of all time. And of course, Some Girls, the Rolling Stones, Aretha, the Queen of Soul, which is some weird compilation they put together. And above that is Aretha Now, which is something you should pick up.
Sorry, he's got Aretha's burgers.
I did. She is the best. Where were you where you were watching? You sent me a photo you were watching.
Ah!
You were watching Amazing Grace somewhere.
Yeah, my neighbors.
Oh, at your neighbors.
God damn it.
Well, this has been a fun pod. By the way, this is Chris Porter's pod with special guest Andy Porter.
Been doing this all by yourself.
She's in and out as she.
Otto's just tearing the stuffing out of this waiter.
He is doing that.
It's his favorite thing to do.
It's been a Wayne. Like mother, like dog. Am I right?
Yeah.
But one of the things we missed, and so I still have actually my notes from the pod that we were supposed to do
Oh, nice.
earlier.
I just keep it in my notes in my computer.
I went to throw. Well, this was like obviously I was setting up, so I was just writing it out as like moments before you got here. I was like, "What do we need to talk about?" Because I try to prepare. We say
I keep a running document.
we do this once every fortnight, so I just you don't want to phone it in.
Fork knife.
Fork knife. That's 2 weeks or a set of utensils. We had a California's first hurricane in quite some time.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a real dud.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, okay. It turned out to be a dud for Los Angeles. Apparently, Palm Springs just got fucking devastated. And, but also, most of those buildings are concrete, to be fair. And by devastated, I shouldn't say devastated. Maui, devastated. Lahaina, devastated.
Right.
My vacation to Maui, devastated. Which, by the way, canceled that. And now they're like, hey, we were just kidding. Don't cancel your trip to Maui. We need the money. And I'm like, fucking, you're too late.
Well, they said come to Maui, but just stay off Lahaina.
Yeah. Well, that's where a lot of my reservations were. So,
how will you recover?
We're going in January.
Great. I'm glad you could rebuild your
Yeah,
vacation.
I'm not saying I'm the one that was most affected by this. I'm just saying
That you were?
No, I'm just saying it's a bummer. Anyway, hurricane, just things that were a letdown. That's the hurricane. It was just a day and a half of constant rain.
Yeah. With an earthquake thrown in the middle.
There was and that was the hilarious thing. I'm in the middle of this hurricane, and then all of a sudden I'm like, why are my bottles jingling? And
all the bottles on top of your fridge back there?
Yes. And
hello, my friend, we meet again.
So anyway, yeah, I'm like, my bottles are jingling. And then I check my phone, and it's that we got an alert, which, by the way, first time I ever got an alert about an earthquake. I get alerts about lost old people all the time called Silver Alert. And I don't remember what, I think it was here too. If a native, and this is not a joke, Andy, I think there was a native person, like a Native American person missing, and it was called a feather alert. No, I don't know.
Maybe they were missing off of like a reservation.
Yeah, I would hope so. I hope they're just not like, they just don't have them racially divided.
Yeah, but there are a lot of white guys that work at the LAPD. So.
That is fair. I didn't get a midget Eskimo alert, and I'm like, both of those are wrong.
No, Brad's nearby. He wanted to borrow a jacket.
It's just cold. But anyway, yeah, in the middle of it, there was this earthquake that I barely felt. Did you feel it? You live in a concrete.
Fuck no. Yeah, I live in a concrete fortress. I think my building is like built into the crust of the earth. Like I don't feel, and it moves with it. Like I don't feel anything, nothing jangled. No. Sandra said that when she lived on the first floor, she felt that big one when I lived across the way. Mm-hmm. And I did feel that one, but in this apartment, I don't feel shit, which is kind of great. I was taking a nap, and I woke up to the alert.
Oh yeah,
an earthquake had happened, and I'm like, well, it already happened.
Yeah,
shut up about it.
I was just like, why the bottles jingling?
So Belinda and Emmanuel were in Alaska for their vacation, and their mom was watching Roman and staying at their house. And like the Melrose area got flooded. Dorothy, yes, she's lovely. We love her. But she didn't know what to do. So she packed a bag because she thought the earthquake alert meant that like it was coming. So she packed a bag for her and Roman. She was like pouring Cheerios in a bowl and like getting ready to pull the fucking mattress over the bathtub in the bathroom.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 2 style.
I doubt she's seen that. I haven't seen that.
I'm sure she's seen it.
She might actually have seen it.
Like, what?
She was also busy raising a fuck ton of kids.
I thought there was just 3. I thought it was the twins and the brother.
And another sister.
And there's another sister. Oh, never met that one.
No one has.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think anyone will.
Oh, okay.
She was offered like free travel to go to their wedding. And she was like, I can't, I've just got too much going on.
Oh.
And they were like, that's all that needs to say.
Yeah, that says a lot of things.
Goodbye, my friend. We'll never meet again.
You know, all you're fucking related to me. But yeah.
See ya never.
Yes, so Hurricane 23 was its score out of 100 because it wasn't great. But I did believe the hype. You know, my parking garage is about 3 feet below ground level. And so I was super worried it was going to get flooded.
And like anytime it rains here, as anyone who has lived in LA knows, we're not built for rain.
No, especially in the valley.
Right. And like even like the Fairfax district, like WeHo, all those streets get flooded super easily.
No, regular ho.
Yeah, it gets.
The hose.
There's no proper drainage.
Think about no ho.
Like there's no like storm drains basically, and if there are storm drains, they're covered with dirt and debris and a bunch of other shit, so the water can't get in. Yeah,
we had a drain covered in gunk. There was pools started to form, and I went and I cleared the gunk, and there was never a puddle again. And I was like, "This is easy peasy."
Yeah, people up in Studio City are like, "What do we do?"
Well, they're like, "Oh, guess everything."
Water go, but water don't go in. Leaving things in way.
So that's what these holes in the floor are for. Is for water?
Oh,
I thought it was just for the Fraggles to breathe.
I thought that's where horses got their food.
Back in the day.
Back in those horses.
I mean, they're still horses, but when we used them as cars.
Yeah. But that's inhumane.
Yeah. So.
It was nice, though. I always love an excuse to, like, not be able to leave the house.
Yeah.
You're forced at home. Like, when we got snowed in Kansas City, when we built the fucking Friends Legos, that was the best.
For sure.
And to be, like, on a Sunday, I was like...
It didn't start a problem at all.
And no, not at all. And first of all, that problem was well ingrained.
Yeah, but I hadn't acted on it as much. Remember, I used to talk about, like, I started talking, I would walk into...
Yeah, but that's before you had the money you have now. Do you think mom and dad are just like, God damn it, they need kids?
No. Because they know they'd have to watch them.
Yeah, no shit. Speaking of B&E, I popped over there on Monday.
Belinda Manuel, not our parents.
Right. I popped over there because Belinda was like, I'm heating up the pool. And I was like, pool on a Monday, Labor Day?
Yeah.
Let's go do it. And I walked in there and it was tense.
Oh, yeah?
It was tense. Mom was tired. Yeah. Dad was on his switch day. Roman wouldn't shut the fuck up.
You're like, why did you invite people over?
No, well, she just wanted anyone to hang out with that wasn't her husband or her child.
Yeah.
And Manuel was like, do you want me to take him to the park? And she was like, yeah, that would be really nice. And they left. And as soon as they left, she just hugged me. And she was like, Andy. I was like, man, this shit does not look fun.
It looks hard.
And I don't know.
There's a lot of, I'm in a relationship now and she's great. 96% of the time. She's great. Like the best ever. Now that the bar's been real high thus far. But the 4% of the time you're like, fucking, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But, our parents who seem happy all the time, I remember when younger being there for like big fights.
Oh, yeah.
And
I remember them getting into like arguments when we lived at the Neosho house and you had moved out. And I went in their room and I was like, can y'all just like go downstairs or?
Yeah. Oh, I did. And that's, when you're with someone for that long.
If you don't fight.
Yeah, you're not.
There's some weird shit going on.
Probably. Yeah. And, I think that the fights, the longer you go, the less they happen. I doubt mom and dad have had a knockdown drag out in some time.
Yeah. Don't you feel like one's coming? I'm just kidding.
Yep. And mom and dad will readily admit that their relationship is not easy. It's hard. It's work.
Yeah.
Even the fucking old boss, like she even said, it's like there were.
I'm not even talking about like the relationship part. I'm like specifically talking about like kids.
Oh yeah, but also
relationships equally very hard.
But that all has something to do with it.
Of course.
Yeah, and
but like raising kids, I'm just like.
Yeah, but I also think there's like a feeling that we don't have because like the feeling you have.
I think I have all the feelings I need.
But like the feeling you have, like when you see Otto, imagine like if Otto was part you, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm sure
he is. I've got the ultrasounds to prove it.
I'm sure that's part of the thought process when you clone him next time. It's like, what if he actually truly was part my son? Like,
listen, he's gonna have my nips, and it's gonna be fine.
Fucking Jesus Christ!
Isn't that right, Bubba?
He does not look like he's up for that idea.
Do you want bigger nips? Yeah, look at that. You want big nips?
Fine.
Yeah.
He's getting real excited about that. I don't think he knows what it means.
Yeah, we're going to give you some big nips. Yeah, Bubba. Yes. Nips.
Okay. So, something you turned me on to and that I finally finished, and that was not what I thought it was going to be.
Being kind.
Literally, no. You have You
Pocketing.
no.
What else have I taught you?
You didn't teach me. You showed me. You told me about the fucking telemarketers documentary.
Ooh, yeah.
Which so when I was 19, I was a telemarketer for Sprint.
So was everyone else in the mid-90s?
Sprint was very by the book. It was just a bunch of college kids that came in and drank a bunch of sodas and tried to talk people into long distance. And if you hung up on them, you had to leave a 1-800 number, no matter what, so that they could contact you in case you were not happy with your service. And it was just a bunch of kids. Maybe someone would go outside and smoke a joint or something. Like, that was the worst of the worst. And Andy's like, you should watch this telemarketers documentary. So I'm with my girlfriend, and I'm telling her about, I'm telemarketing. It was so much fun. It was lighthearted. It was a good time. And he turned this on, and was definitely not my experience. People, like, within the first 5 minutes, are doing heroin and like playing dice,
like doing shots and like openly drinking at their desks,
and like already like still have like half a handcuff on. It's fucking, and like within 15 minutes, she's looking at me like, "What the fuck?" This was not my experience.
This is why I got a comedy. Look at this, ripe with material.
But it was about, and I don't know if I ever actually sent money, but I remember getting suckered into, like, if I donate to this fucking they were a company that all they did, and it was a company filled with.
It was a marketing company.
It was a telemarketing company that employed mainly criminals and drug addicts and raised money for fraternal orders of police and the like.
Yes, in every individual state has their own fraternal order of police. I remember getting those calls.
I remember giving these guys $20 just because I wanted I was like, what do I need to give you for the stickers? Because I know if I put this in your head as a fucking 19-year-old.
Oh, yeah. You're like, I want to be able to go 10 miles over the speed limit and have the sticker on my car.
And I got the sticker on my car. And they're going to be like, high five, thanks for the fucking Doritos. Right? And it turns out these places were complete scams.
Yeah.
90% of the money went to the telemarketing company. 10% went to the FOP.
But also the FOP was like ingrained in it too.
Oh, yeah. And this documentary starts there, and then it turns into this guy and a heroin turned methadone addict trying to bring down the fraternal order of police and these telemarketing companies. And it went about as well as you think it might.
Yeah. Two guys. It's David versus Goliath, except
but also
Goliath
David is a fucking half-tard because he's fucking a methadone. They let this dude who has no experience interviewing guys or holding people to the stone to all these interviews. And
it's also the guy who was doing heroin in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. And it's just like, you're watching like, why is he even asking this question? Like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing when it comes to interviews, especially trying to nail it. When they get giant interviews towards the end of this thing, and this guy is fucking saying a bunch of shit that most of the people already know. And they're just like looking at each other like, what the fuck?
And he's so nervous too. And it's just.
And he's wearing sunglasses the entire time.
Oh, well, not when he has the meeting with the congressman. He wants to take them off in a dramatic fashion.
Oh, that's right. At least he had a vision.
Thank God.
But totally worth watching. It was
great. It's 3 episodes.
It's 3 episodes. It's and they're about an hour apiece. But the first one and all of them are great. But man, it was just, you go into something thinking you're going to see something, and it's totally like, remember what was the Office bit where she thinks she sees 28 days, but it's 28 days later?
Yeah. Sandra Bullock is the rehab movie. It's Sandra Bullock goes into rehab in 28 days. But 28 days later, as Cillian Murphy wakes up alone in London in a hospital where a zombie apocalypse had happened.
That's kind of what it was. I was like, oh, it's going to be a fun little rom-com. And then 5 minutes into it, I'm like, I never did heroin. Sweet.
I think.
What else have you been up to? Because I've got some pretty epic things.
I
Fucking Jesus. Granted, you were down for some time.
I was down for some
like
time.
pretty much my entire trip to Kansas City. Me and mom and dad, it was like, how's Andy today? Is she living?
Not really. I went and saw a really great art exhibit at the Road a couple weeks ago. Keith Haring.
Oh, yeah.
You know Keith Haring?
No, I'm familiar with Steve Kingfish.
So Keith Haring is an artist who was super popular in like the 80s. Started in the 70s, worked mostly through the 80s. He died in 89 from AIDS. But he hung out with like Andy Warhol and Basquiat and all those guys. All the guys who died of AIDS. And
in the 80s.
In the 80s.
I was like the OG.
But he does all here, I'll show you something he did. Sorry. I know this is anticlimactic doing this. Okay. So this was like a photo. You can just post it in the pod, but
Maybe that's the Statue of Liberty. Oh, she's walking. She's wearing a.
Well, like zoom in on the pattern because you know that pattern. Like all the interconnected people.
Yeah. It
was awesome. I will say it's like one of the first museum exhibits where it was like I understood the artist's life from beginning to end just by walking through and looking at his art and the way it like transformed as he, progressed in age. But it was awesome. I loved it.
It's cool.
It was awesome. Let me see. You can look at like that.
Oh yeah.
Give me another one. Yeah, keep swiping. I don't think there's anything bad on there. Once it starts getting to Grand Central Market, I would dip.
Lick Fat Boys. 1979. All right. I like that.
Look at that. They're fucking under an UFO.
Well, now you have to send me all other. Send them.
Look at that. I want that so big in my living room.
Taking his butt?
Yeah, but she's got titties.
But
no, there's from behind. His belly button's facing forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I've talked about this on the pod before. Me and the Nintendorks have been trying to play this game.
You could take Nintendo out of it. Shorten it.
So mean. I was hanging out with the Nintendorks and I was hanging out with the dudes. Doesn't it sound like a dial tone? That humming?
Yeah, it's just my fridge.
It's a good tone. Real nasally. So we've been playing this game called Gloomhaven. Like the box weighs 40 pounds. Takes so long to set up. We've put like 10 hours into this game and we're still like not clear on the instructions.
Oh, okay. It's like Starfield.
Yeah. What? I don't know what that is.
Starfield's this new game that just came out, like a huge AAA title that came out on Xbox. Like people have been waiting years for this to come out.
Oh.
But the first 12 hours. Like they even say in all the reviews, like, get through the first 12 hours and it's great. But man,
what a commitment.
Yeah, I'm hour 8 in and you're just like, I'm still having...
What's the point?
It's a huge open world game, but it's in space. There's literally 1,000 landable planets. Like it's one of those games that you can play for years and years.
Awesome. Yeah. So this last Saturday we went over to Ashman's to go play it in the afternoon, and like by the time we set it up, we drag our feet setting it up because I think no one really wants to play. And like you have characters that you bring over from like the last game, and it's like us as a team have been fighting these monsters. And so finally, it's like I look around and like if it's not someone's turn, everyone's on their phones. It's so quiet, and I was like, guys,
this isn't fun.
I don't think we like this game. And they were like, thank God. Oh man, this sucks. I'm like, we don't even know the rules. We're wasting our precious weekend free time that we're spending together trying to play this stupid game.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of it. Let's stop doing this.
It's the first time someone said that outside of a pie gow table. No, and everyone's like, what is that? I don't even know how this works. Just
How does pie gout work?
What's that?
How does pie gout work?
I don't know.
It's not for me to know.
We don't need more ways to lose money.
Right.
I figured out enough ways.
Look at your background.
Although I could sell that Concord on StockX and make $4 after fees.
Wow.
So obviously the Back to the Future car was there before. This Concord, I have too much time in airports and in green rooms to like look stuff up. And I was like, oh, what's coming up in the world of Lego in September?
You fool.
And they're like, we got the Concord coming out. It comes out on this date. But if you're a VIP member, which as we all remember, I totally am.
Yeah.
They're like, you can get it on the 4th or something. And so I got
like, by gum, that's today.
And I got home and the girl and I went and had breakfast. And I was like, you want to go to Topanga Mall? And she's actually, yeah, I'd like to go to Honey Burdette. And
the fuck is that?
It is high-end lingerie and
Woof, I didn't need to know that.
Dildo stuff.
Ugh.
Like it's not
Honey Burnett.
Honey Burdette. Like if you want a gold-plated dildo, it's the place to go. But she
in the Topanga Mall.
She bought. Fucking look it up. It's this lingerie store.
Where'd you get that gold-plated dildo? Topanga Mall.
Yeah,
Believe it or not.
So yeah, it was hilarious. So I went to the Lego store and I like walked in like Wayne's World with my VIP card and I was like, I need the Concord. I'm like, we got it behind the counter. So I went back there and I bought it. And then I went and sat in this ridiculously high-end lingerie store like a child.
I was wondering where that picture was.
Like, look at this thing. I'm like taking a photo with it. And then she walks out in this ridiculous outfit. I'm like, I'm banging that. And it was a good day.
Cool.
Anyhow.
Why is she trying out new stuff for the new set?
Yeah.
Ooga.
So, but yeah. And then, yeah, so I got the Concord, but I'm waiting until I got to get this one done first. I got to do them in order.
I finished the Office set.
Pretty great, right?
Great. It went by so fast.
Yeah, it wasn't a tough build.
No, it's not a tough build. Also, Aubrey and I tag teamed it on Saturday.
Nice.
Well, the only thing we tag teamed. The others were just bottles of wine.
Oh, okay.
And a guy we found.
The guy you found? That's never how you meet him.
In Hollywood, it is. What? He wanted food.
And he already smelled like bacon.
Yeah.
So
turns out he didn't have any, which was weird.
Nor did he eat it. It's just his natural odors. But yeah, I'm looking. These are going to be fun. These are going to be really fun.
Well, talk about your epic shit that you've been doing.
So I went home to Kansas City. I was flown in first class on Delta, thanks to Mr. Jelly Roll.
Ooh.
Who flew me in to introduce him. But that was Saturday, and I asked to fly in a couple days early. And it just so happened like a week before, I get a Facebook message from a woman that shared the same last name as some people I went to high school with. And I'm not even sure if she's one of them. But if I think I went to high school with you, I usually communicate with you.
Oh, God, you're going to get so many Facebook messages now.
So I already get quite a few. But,
not to brag.
Just trying to keep that John Cougar Mellencamp everyman status, you know. Okay. So anywho, so this girl reached out and she goes, I have a friend who has a brewery. And
a brewery?
A brewery and a beer making place.
A beer makery?
A beer makery. A brewery. A brewery. So
I had a stroke.
So, girl flew on. I flew on Wednesday. Me and went to Bowling's. it was so good. So then Thursday, just hang out.
Sorry, I'm being a real phlegm bot.
Girl came in late Thursday. Friday, we drive out to the brewery. They were like, we want to do a porter, obviously, because you're a Chris Porter. I'm like, I don't really drink porters. What do you drink? I was like, yeah, I'm your basic bitch. I drink hazy IPAs. And they're like, dude, we got enough of those.
What was that?
Well, why is it fucking? It doesn't register.
What doesn't register?
Fucking beans. I had it muted, but that's not muted. How does that work? Edit all this out.
No, leave it.
So anyway, we go out there and
You're sitting so close to the camera too. It's like so much of your face.
no, fine.
Oh God, so much of your face. Ugh.
So we got to the brewery. He pours this Baltic porter, which I'd never had before, and it was much lighter than I thought it was going to be. And I was like, oh, I can drink this. And so it's gonna have some cinnamon roll and some orange. It's gonna be like an orange cinnamon roll-ish porter.
Love orange cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how that goes. We do the brew day is in November, and then the launch day is in January.
Ooh.
And so that's gonna be super fun, and that was exciting. And Saturday went to the arena to introduce Jelly, and I really didn't want to flub it. So I took time and wrote it out for like a week and kind of went over it and tried to remember it. And they couldn't have been more accommodating. I didn't realize, look, I'm very spoiled. Like when we go to a Shinedown show, it's like us and Shinedown. You know, they've just been at it for so many years that it's not a big thing. It's not like a big party back there. Well, this is Jelly's first arena tour. I didn't realize how many connections he had in Kansas City, but also it's like a lot of radio people. He's trying to forge these connections, which is very smart on his part.
Of course.
So, but we get kind of put in this family and friends room, which is basically like a party we didn't want to go to.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of people from Strange Music, who some of which are very nice, and some of which are just the douchiest of douchebags, which was kind of the music industry in general.
Yeah.
There was one that like just epitomized it. And I met that dude before, and it's fucking through and through. And like just one of those guys, like if he doesn't think you are a benefit to him, will not talk to you in the conversation.
Oh, awesome. He won't talk to me at all.
Yeah. And like we're in a thing where like everyone was talking to me and he never even recognized, or not recognized, acknowledged me. And so I knew who he was. Anyway, we're in this thing. They got Jack Stack Barbecue, which, if you're familiar, is the 5th best barbecue in Kansas City.
They got good sides.
But that's about it.
They have good burn-ins.
So we're in there, and Jelly eventually comes in. To be fair, there was like a smoking room where we could just go in and get high if we needed to.
Nice.
That was very nice of him to supply that. But then went and saw Ashley McBride. She was one of the openers. She destroyed. My buddy Josh Adam Myers and the goddamn Comedy Jam are like the hosts. So it's good to see them.
Nice.
And it's like Josh doing exactly what he was born to do for the size of group that he should be doing it in front of. And it was a lot of fun to watch and very proud to see him. And then Ashley killed it. And then I walked up, they gave me like an in-ear pack. So I didn't have like a fucking take me out to the ball game moment where I couldn't hear myself. So I went out there. The intro went great. A lot of cheerleading, a lot of rah-rah. Isn't our city great? Isn't Jelly Roll great? Hey, if your life sucks, then isn't Jelly Roll great? Please welcome Jelly Roll. And fucking Jelly loved it. Everybody loved it. It went really great. And so, but it was a long night because after the show itself's 4 hours.
Woof.
And Mom and Dad were troopers for the whole thing. They stayed for the whole thing. Dad sat down for some of it because he's got the new knee.
Yeah.
But fucking
he uses nips as a kickstand.
God damn it.
Leaned over.
Ever present.
Wow. They won't even let him have his moment in the sun. As the skinnier he gets, they're like, we're staying the same size. I've got dad's nips. I get it.
But
Soon Otto will
you
too.
plan for them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Dad's like, they're here. They're big.
I usually bring a cheese plate I cut with them.
Jesus.
It's a fun trick. Shut up.
Anywho. But so we stayed after, and you just put on a show. You need time to like decompress before you come see everybody. And like it worked out because like about the time I was like, I'll just text him. We can leave. We were walking out, and he was starting to walk down the hallway.
Great.
So we had like 15 minutes to talk. There was just us, which was nice. And then Jen left the next night. We stayed at the Intercontinental that night, and I'll say it's not what it used to be.
They're not using the toilet rags to clean the glasses anymore.
Well, there's that, but also there's no 24-hour room service.
So it's gone even further downhill.
Yeah, it's just kind of the staff, the bell staff's always great. So is the ballet staff, just because they have to be, because it's tip based.
Mm-hmm.
But behind the desk staff, like we showed up and I'm like, it's 2:30, check-in time's 4. I didn't stay in hotels long enough to know you should be fine at fucking 2:30.
Yeah.
I walked in at 2:30 and I got a suite because fucking it was a big night.
Yeah, why not?
And they're like, well, the suites aren't done yet. And I'm like, you think the people that paid more might do that quicker? And I'm not saying that out loud, but in my head, I'm just like, that seems. So after about,
I was like, how'd that go?
Yeah, no, I'm just in my head, I'm thinking that. And so then we go take a walk, get a drink, come back like an hour later, still nothing. And I was like, can I just downgrade the room? Is there just a lesser room available? Like, I have shit to do. And they're like, oh, we can do that. It's just like, why wasn't that brought up as an option? But yeah, so it's just, and before, they would have been so sorry and trying to make it, they just didn't give a fuck. They're like, this is how it is. And I'm like, this is a fucking 4-star hotel.
Not anymore.
No. So, gonna figure, I think there's a Lowe's downtown I'm gonna try.
We went there for a drink once.
Yeah, the lobby looked great. I don't know what the rooms are like.
Look like a Lowe's.
Look like a Lowe's.
And Lowe's are nice.
Lowe's are nice. The Raphael's just a little too stuffy on like literally every single level.
Yeah, and they smoked in there for so long.
Yeah. But yeah, had fun. And then, as if the week couldn't get any better.
It did.
It did. On Wednesday, I got to throw the first pitch out at the Royals game, which was huge. 4,000 people got to see me throw a first pitch out. And man, it was such a cool moment just because I got Dan to catch it.
It was awesome.
And wish you would have been there. Wish the girl would have been there. But there were so many people there to root me on as I was walking.
I was mouth breathing on my couch.
As I walked out to the mound, like I just saw so many people. Some people from high school showed up. I didn't see them, but they posted on Facebook.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was just.
Or were they really from high school, or just had the same last name as people you and
I knew these guys. I knew them.
Sure.
But no, it was a fucking really great weekend. Other than it was super hot, except for the night I threw out the first pitch. It was very nice. But mom and dad got to come with me down into the bowels of Royal Stadium. We got to hang out in the press room, and we were just all sitting there like the ROTC kids. And I was like, hey, can I just take a photo like I'm giving a press conference? And I was, yeah. So I sat behind, and
whoever took that photo did you dirty because it was alive. And as soon as the photo is, you can see it, you go, all right.
Oh man, but no, it was good. It was a great week at home. Good times.
I was so jealous. I was feeling so sad and sorry for myself that I was sick, that I was like, I'm going to get myself sugarfish.
There you go. Oh, yeah, we did. I did take them out. Took the folks out to fucking Capitol Grill.
It was the night you went to Capitol. I was like, well, you're going to be
And you did.
It was awesome.
Good for you.
It was so good. Emmanuel was like, did you know Sugarfish doesn't cut their fish at the Sugarfish? There's one main place where they cut the fish for sugar fish.
I don't know, because I see him back there cutting fish a lot.
He said they just assemble it, and I just said, yeah, okay. He just seems so tired. I didn't want to argue.
Like, okay, man, whatever you think.
Yeah, you're right.
Fucking, we'll do it. God bless America and small puppies. Anywho, if you have questions, concerns, you need life advice, send me to 1 millionth pod. That's all words, 1 million with a TH and a POD at gmail.com. Nothing worthwhile this week. We appreciate all of you that have subscribed and all of you that leave comments on our YouTube videos. If you don't know, we do these video now. We do. And we do them on video on YouTube. Go to at 1 millionth pod on the YouTubes. And you can see her pretty face and my just regular face.
Hey.
And he got her hair done for the first time since 1986. And
I mean, pretty much. It had been since the year 2022, so I feel a lot better when I look in the mirror. It's like, look at her. She's got her shit together.
Right?
I'm about to go get my nails done after this. I'm going to look even better.
Fuck yeah, Rue. Look at you. And you're going to Mexico?
Yeah. Staying in a really nice house. It has a staff. It has a staff.
All right. Well.
There's a staff. And not like Moses staff. Like, there's people that'll be like, would you like Miami Vice to start the day, Miss Porter? And I will say, you fucking know it. Or I would say,
don't make the cartel, man.
Yo quiero una Miami Vice, por favor.
See if they know how to make volcano sauce down there. You can get the recipe.
I don't.
What about some fucking farm-to-table lava sauce? That's what I'm talking about.
They're like, the lava, ma'am. It's so hot.
It's so hot. You got it straight from the volcanoes.
Oh, man. Okay. Speaking of going on trips.
Oh, by the way.
Oh, are you reading mail or are we doing stories?
Stories.
That's what I thought.
By the way, the neck fans saved my ass the other day again.
Did it? I gave Aubrey mine to use on the picket lines for the.
I'll never see it again.
For the strikes. Yeah, I know. I will though. Speaking of going on trips, this I'm sure you might already probably have this story. This accident happened on a flight. Not an accident that would like cause distress. I mean, it did cause some distress. But there was a flight going from Atlanta to Barcelona.
Oh, I heard about this.
Oh, yeah. Delta flight. And you know what? We've been there.
Yeah.
You've been on a flight
That
where you...
seems like something that more often than not happens on a Spirit flight, but go ahead.
Right. And especially an international flight. That's terrible. So this guy, they were taking off from Atlanta to go to Barcelona. They were just over Virginia.
Yeah.
And this man, it says he had a gastrointestinal issues that exploded out in the open. It like covered the seats.
When you think you're going to fart, you follow through.
Yeah, no, this seemed like it was an emergency evacuation of everything that was in his bowels. And some passengers said that they used a vanilla-scented cleaner, a disinfectant, that said it just made it smell like vanilla shit. They said it was really bad. It was dribbling down the aisle and smelled horrible.
Dribbling down the aisle.
Terrible. To shit your pants, like to shart a little bit and be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Understandable.
But then that happened 2 hours in, and they were over the ocean, which means they had to go 2 hours back in the shitmobile.
Yeah. And they just said it was horrible. Like people were just like gagging.
Yeah. Imagine being the guy.
How aggressive was it that it blew out his pants?
Fucking a lot. Well, did they say how old the person was?
No, they don't give any details on the person. And if it was me, I'd be like, if you even tell them my hair color, I'll fucking kill you.
Man, oh man. Yeah, you don't want to be like that chick who said y'all motherfuckers aren't real, because everyone knows who that chick is now.
Yeah.
She got fucking talked to by TMZ at LAX the other day.
I saw that.
Speaking of nightmares, people realized mine when they got stuck at Burning Man.
First of all, I'm obsessed with this. I can't stop watching all of these rich assholes.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends that were there that aren't rich. It's so for those of you that don't know, it rained a lot in the desert where they have Burning Man, and it's basically on like a silt desert, and so when it rains, it turns into a foot of clay, like not even mud, like clay.
And it just like clumps onto your feet, your boots.
Sinks your car and won't allow you to drive over it.
Right.
So 70,000 people got stuck at fucking Burning Man. Now, granted, I think that's the Lord's punishment for you going to Burning Man.
Oh, yeah.
In the first place. But I guess Chris Rock and Diplo, it's very highly reported that they walked miles hitchhiking to get out of the Burning Man, as did Cindy Crawford, which I'm asking myself, what the fuck are Chris Rock and Cindy Crawford doing in fucking Burning Man?
I feel like you're either like the elite of the elite and extremely wealthy, or you're a person who's used to living that kind of nomadic lifestyle.
Or have been going to Burning Man forever.
Literally.
Because I know people that don't go anymore, but went when they were of Burning Man age. And they're like, it was a beautiful thing and it was really cool. And then it got popular and it became something that we didn't really want it to be. And, I think that was exemplified because I think the real Burning Man folk were like, oh, 2 more days of this? Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
And Diplo's like, I can't do this. I need to walk. I'm going to put a mud mask on to show how brave I am.
But that just Burning Man alone. Being dragged, I mean, you
couldn't pay me to go to Burning Man.
That would be the ultimate thing is like, you meet someone and they're the fucking greatest person, greatest partner ever, but then they go to Burning Man and they want.
That's what happened to Natasha Leggero and Moshe Kasher. She got roped into a marriage with a man who loves to go to Burning Man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. And Moshe's a smart dude. But that's something else, bro. You also have to really like electronic music.
Kind of. I mean, it's like huge. There's like all kinds of music. You just have to kind of know where those.
Yeah, I doubt there's like a big Southern rock bluegrass section of Burning Man.
Yeah, they're like, sir, this is the wrong camp.
Come on, man. I'm playing Waylon Jennings from now till fucking forever.
All Tyler and I have been doing is sending each other TikToks of people at Burning Man. He sent me one today of this white girl with abs.
Yeah.
Singing like the big number from Dreamgirls, which is a classically black musical.
Yeah.
And there are people like on a knee and like gathered around, and it's like, what is this white bitch doing? If I took the rest of my acid, I would probably also think I could sing that song.
Ben Glee was doing stand-up last time I saw on Instagram. So, and I'm like, haven't those people suffered enough? Just kidding, Ben. Just kidding. But
it was like at Burning Man?
It was at Burning Man. I'm not kidding. Showed video and they had like a girl like singing. And then I think he was probably like, what this place needs is a little Glee.
Who likes jokes from 2006?
Oh no, he was doing all Burning Man stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah, he was like, I was over at the other playa, fucking inside Burning Man reference. Waka Waka. God bless him. Well, this was fun.
This was fun.
This week, you can find me in Albany and Syracuse. And next week, I'll be on the Big Burt Tour.
Woo!
Evansville, Kansas City, Wichita, Dallas, Houston, arena to arena to arena. And when I walked off stage at Jelly Roll and I saw the folks, I was like, man, I can't wait to do stand-up on that stage. And it's going to be super fun. I hope you can make it out.
That's awesome.
And ChrisPorterComedy.com for all the tickets. And Andy's fucking gassy today. It's been coming out both ends. She's like a gross fountain. Anyway,
first of all, I've always been a gross fountain.
That's fair. Anyway, you can find Andy on the X and the threads at Andy Porter and IG at Andy Port, right?
That's IG and threads at Andy Port.
IG and threads at Andy Port.
Yes, and then on the X, I'm not really on X. I kind of
I'm not doing threads. They can eat a dick.
I just tap on it when I just am perusing.
I don't tweet a lot, to be fair, but I did tweet. I did X the other day, and it wasn't great. So that's where I'm at. As always, you can follow the pod at 1 millionth pod on Instagram. That's all words. 1 million with a TH and a POD.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them where they can find them on X.
At the number 1 in the words millionth pod.
And I'll be honest with you, I haven't put up a lot of social media stuff just because by the time I edit and I post it, I leave and go do other things, and then I forget to post the social medias. But I'll try to get them up there more often. But hey, we're doing episodes. I'm doing everything I can with what I got. As always, I'm Chris Porter.
I'm Andi Porter.
This has been the 1 millionth podcast. Fuck you.
Come on by.